took like maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks where I was out there where we shot at this place called Cascade. And if you've seen the show, it's that park that looks the same that we already shot at. We're there, you know, and I got these rollerblades on, and I'm by myself, and it's early in the morning, there's dew on the grass, the sun's coming up, and they're setting up lights and cameras all over the place, and I'm just standing there. And I just started taking it all in, and I realized, I'm like, wow, I'm actually here. I actually made it. This is my dream, and I'm here. So it felt really good. But yeah, so that's sort of the long story. Yes, that's correct. Because most of Angel Grove is just a bunch of douchebags. So. Baby stroller. Luckily for them, ninjas were around. So, any other questions? Yes.
I was wondering the Takeda Shingen name extravaganza.
Well, you know what? I don't really know. That was a bizarre thing, actually. That's from yeah, Basra, the game. So if you don't know it, then you would have no idea what we're talking about. So go pick up the game and play it, and we'll talk about it. Yes, yes.
Who's your favorite TV show?
Ichigo. And then second would be Hello Ichigo. And then maybe Cone and things. Yeah, I do Bleach. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Actually, about Hello Ichigo, I've always wondered how you do his voice. Like, how do you use your computer?
Well, they do add like a flanger effect to it, you know, if you're familiar with guitars and stuff like that. It's like almost like an underwater sound. For me, I just I didn't even know I was gonna voice for Hello Ichigo. You know, it just came up to the episode, and they're like, "Oh, and you're also the Hello Ichigo." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Wait, who's this guy again?" So I went through it, and I was like, "Okay, well, he's different. I don't want to make him exactly the same." So I pitched him up when I spoke, and I made him more calculated, I guess, in his thought and speech patterns. He's a bit more like Ichigo would say, he'd say, "I'm talking about something, right?" And Hello Ichigo would always say, like, talking. You know, he would say the full thing instead of talking, like street. Talking is a little more, I guess, proper. And I pitched him up a little bit. And another good example would be like the fight calls. That's where I really separated them mostly. Was Ichigo is a little more rough and rugged. It's like that kind of noise. Hello Ichigo is more. Yeah, so I would do stuff like that, or I'd like roll my tongue whenever I do his fight calls, just to switch it up a bit. Yes?
During the filming for the Power Rangers movie, how the hell could you let Jason fall from the tree?
Alright, if you guys don't know this story, it's not in the movie. But it was we were in Australia shooting Power Ranger movie. And you know, Jason has his side of the story. Every time we tell it, even if we just don't agree. They were doing stuff, setting up the stage or whatever we were doing that day. And Jason and I were just goofing off, and we were like, we found these palm trees or whatever, and we would just go run and flip off of them, you know? And so my technique would be, like, I would run up and I would like basically bounce off of it, push off and flip. That was like what I wanted, like, because it's fast. It's like boing boing, you know? And then Jason was like, his technique would be just to run up it and flip, you know? And so he would take like, I think it's like 3 steps to flip, where I would just jump and bounce off of it. And he was looking at it, you know, and the tree has like, it's almost like steps, you know, and in his mind, he's like, well, I'm gonna go really high. He's like, I can just keep running up the tree. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty high, all right, well, you know, and then, you know, we're supposed to be spotting each other. And I'm an Asian guy, half Asian anyhow. So I'm like, right here, I'm like, yeah, I got you. And then he goes, and then I'm doing this, and he's just up there somewhere. I'm like, dude, I can't, there's nothing I can do. And he goes for the flip, but then he goes upside down, and he just comes straight down towards me. And so I'm like thinking, well, they're not just like 150 pounds, you know, and he's close to 200. This is gonna hurt. So I went like this. Now, if he would have like just done like maybe 4 or 5 steps, it would have been okay. But he wanted to go like 10 steps up. I'm just gonna keep on. So then he got a little cut on his face, and it was kind of funny. We did a lot of that though. There was here's another story. We were again.
He's like a red-headed stepchild. Come on, it'll work.
Anyhow, so, come on. Hurry!